Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Cindy and Rick Bishop from Hope House for Women, helping young women and young men get off the streets, reuniting women with their children, helping them get back on their feet, well, healthy, living the lives they were meant to live. Quite a tall order. This obviously isn't a free. This costs you money, I'm sure, to be able to do all the provision for them. So tell us how you get your funding and where you get your supplies. I'm just thinking simple things like feminine hygiene products, shampoo, all these different things that you provide for them. How do you do this?
Well, we have a lot of churches that that will bring stuff to us. I'm a Nazarene pastor, so many of our churches in my district provide things. But so do a lot of the area churches. They'll bring shampoo, lotions, toilet paper, cleaning supply, anything you could think of that you need to run a house and to take care of yourself as a woman. Those are the needs that we have.
And where do we bring them?
My personal phone number is 330-806-0787. That's my cell phone number. I give that out to everyone.
Okay, let's repeat that one more time, please.
330-806-0787.
Probably the best thing to do would be to contact you and let you know what donations someone might have, and they can make arrangements.
Correct.
Okay, sounds good.
We are a 501c3 nonprofit, so all of our funding comes from donations. We don't have any funding through the state at this point. I believe that we probably won't do that as long as we can get support through the community and through churches and those people that want to help these ladies.
Mm-hmm. You have a dream of being able to take a group of them to the Alive Festival this summer. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, my husband is big on concerts, and
this will be a good year.
Yes, it sounds very good. He took a group of the girls when Lecrae was in Canton, and they absolutely loved that. And he wants to be able to take these women to the Alive concert, and, with our funding, we're hoping that maybe we can get some people to sponsor one or two or however many so that they can go to this. We feel that this would be a really good way to have a good time, have sober fun, and Christian sober fun, which is very important for their recovery.
Oh, yeah. Pretty amazing. What you're doing is putting some people out of business, and these are not nice people. Is there some danger involved in this?
Oh, yeah, there's always some danger. But, I let God direct me, and there's been times when I've felt that I need to leave, that there's danger. And I don't go into any areas by myself ever anymore where, the ladies are, because there's always a man there watching. And we just feel like if we go in together, they don't feel as, I don't know the word.
But it's not they're not as likely to encounter you.
Yeah, or come after us, whatever. I used to do it a lot alone, but that had to stop.
Well, let's turn to Rick, because, as protector of this lovely lady here, your role there, tell us how does that work as a couple doing what you're doing?
As far as handing out the bags on the street, it's pretty cool, because most of the time they're on the passenger side. That's where they usually jump in the cars, which is where my wife's located. And she has the bags in her hand, and as we pull up, my job's to look around in the mirrors and make sure no one's coming around us. If there is, I just say something to her, we got to go, and we move on that way. But that's even a lot of the guys that have the girls that we have relationships with. We'll even give them gloves and cups of coffee and whatever. I mean, that's...
It does occur to me that what we're talking about is still illegal. And if you know where they are, don't the police know where they are? And how is this happening so rampantly on our streets?
We came off the Newton Zone one time, and the cops do know where they are. We actually got pulled over, and he came up and asked what we were doing, and my wife very nonchalantly told her that we were looking for prostitutes, which made me scramble.
You need to, you want to do a follow-up on that.
I had to hurry up and show him the bags that we hand out to him.
Right.
And he got a chuckle out of it, but he in turn also said, be safe.
Yes.
They know it's dangerous. If they shut it down on one street, it's going to move to another one. Right now they have 4 to 6 police officers that are, their sole job is to just go around the zones, which is where the girls hang out, and not necessarily arrest them, but give them opportunities, give them our business cards, other ways that they can get help instead of arresting them. They've learned that they can't arrest their way out of the problem that we have in Canton.
No, and it just seems that the ideal would be to arrest the men who are employing them. And
that's exactly right, because, the girls are the ones that take the fall most of the time. And if there weren't people out there buying sex, we wouldn't have that problem.
Right.
So I guess our whole thing is we just want to love on them, and we want to give them an opportunity to break away from that cycle of life. Most of these girls, their mothers started, pimping them out when they were 13, 14 years old.
Which is unthinkable, but you're right.
It is. It's generational. And we try to tell them, this is the time to stop it. You can do this. You can be the one that stops this in your family. And so that would be our main focus, is to try to help these women to get off the streets and to know that, there's a better life out there, and you can do it. It's going to take time. It's going to take your energy. But in the end, it's so worth it, And I know for myself that if it weren't for God and for me allowing him to change my life, I wouldn't be where I'm at either. So there's no judgment there.
Well, can't we all say that? I mean, that's what all Christians have in common. We're all different, all shapes and sizes, all different stories, but we all know what it's like to mess up and be forgiven.
Right. Definitely.
That's the one tie we all have. Do you have volunteer opportunities?
Oh, yeah, we always have volunteer.
So it's not just the two of you.
Actually, right at the moment, we have... Basically, it is my husband and I. We have 2 of the ladies that have shown to us that they're responsible. We have one lady that she helps me drive all the girls to their appointments and stuff. She's actually even stayed the night, and we went to Florida a few weeks ago for 5 days, gave us a little break. But, when you see that, we have 2 of them that we left in, they were pretty much in charge while we were gone. And so we know that it's possible. If you start to show them that you trust them and you believe in them and that, change happens, then it's good for all of us. We have a couple other people that do help, but we're always looking for volunteers.
What kinds of things would we be called upon to do as a volunteer? Because driving down those streets, handing out bags might be a little scary for a brand new person, but they still would have a heart to help you in some way.
Well, I would say that mentoring would be a big one. If somebody could come alongside one of these women so they could see that it's not just me or the ladies at the church, but it's somebody else, too, that wants to take a little time with them. I think that would be the main thing. But at times, too, we need somebody just to drive them to a meeting at night, because they go to 12-step meetings and celebrate recovery, those type of things that, that gives us a few minutes off, and if they could maybe drive somebody somewhere or to an appointment.
Well, then, even if they don't want to interact directly with women or are insecure in doing that,
yes,
they can always help put together bags down at the other house that we hand out. We'd never send any volunteer out on the street with us.
No.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to take that responsibility on myself for someone else.
Good to know. Let me give this number again, 330-806-0787. That's 330-806-0787 to volunteer, putting some bags together or maybe some filing or something.
Yeah, right.
Some kind of administrative duties that would help the bishops in this amazing, amazing work that you're doing in our community. You mentioned that there are so many success stories. Let's talk about some of those. What have you gotten to see since you've been doing this?
Well, I would say, for one, the families that have been brought back together. There's nothing better than to see a mother get to hold her child again. after a year or two that she wasn't even allowed alone with them. And now they get to come and spend the weekend with her. And the change in values and how you value yourself, and to see this happen, it's happening every day at Hope House. We saw, like I told you, the one lady that was trafficked when she was 11 years old. She's completely changed. She's a responsible person in our community. She has a job. She has her children back, her grandchildren. She's in her 50s.
Wow.
And she struggled with prostitution and drugs all of her life.
For decades?
Because of being trafficked at 11 years old.
From the time she was 11. And how many years now has she been free and clean?
2 years now. Yeah. 2 years.
Wow.
Yep. And the other most amazing thing for me is to be able to be a pastor that gets to baptize former prostitutes.
Oh, my goodness.
Last year I baptized 4 of them that have decided to give their life to Christ. And there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
This is just absolutely amazing, the amazing work you're doing. Again, Rick and Cindy Bishop, this is Hope House for Women, located in Canton, Ohio. What areas do you serve? Primarily downtown Canton, or are there... is it wherever the need is, that's where you're at?
Anywhere, but usually around the Newton zone, and then there's a spot on the other side where a lot of the girls hang out.
Northwest side.
Yeah. But like I said, we've also been to Akron, we have a lady that was from Zanesville. It just wherever the need is.
Yeah, wherever there's a need. Given that number again, 330-806-0787, do you have a website?
Yes, we do.
HopeHouseForWomen.com, and the 4 is a numerical 4. And then we're also on Facebook.
Okay. Yep. Facebook, do a search of Hope House for Women.
Yep.
Numeral
It'll show you a
4.
house with a little heart in the middle.
Just like us.
Perfect. All right. Like you, follow you, check out the website. And we really don't have very much time at all left, but you did mention that you have a personal story, and this has drawn you. What has this meant to you personally, both of you, to be able to see, here's where I was, and here's what God is using me to do now? Can you put that in words in a few seconds?
It's really hard to put it into words. All I can say is if without God, I wouldn't be what I am today. And I just, I praise and give him all the glory for his change in me, in our relationship as a couple as well.
Amen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Rick and Cindy Bishop, Hope House for Women. Check it out. And thank you so much for joining us on Our Community.
Thank you.